Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a special episode of Transcending Culture. I am James, and I got Cat Queen here with me today. How you doing, Cat?
I'm good. What's up, y'all? We got this today.
Right. Again, special show today. Normally, we are on Wednesday nights, so we are glad that you guys are tuned into the show. I see people starting to pop in. We have a very special guest with us today. He actually is going to be in the Cleveland area beginning tomorrow. He is performing at the Funny Bone. None other than actor, and comedian Rodney Perry. Let's welcome him to the show. What's going on, man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Amazing, man. Doing amazing. As I said before we went live, I'm tremendously grateful to you. The last time I had the opportunity to catch up with you, it was right after you had had the stroke. So I definitely wanted to. I mean, we are absolutely going to get lighthearted. We're going to talk about the comedy show, but I really wanted to touch back on that and just kind of know like your journey over the last. You figure I talked to you probably 6 to 7 years ago. So that was like kind of on the tail end
Right.
of coming back. And
Mhm.
I was super grateful then to be able to come down to Atlanta and actually sit in the studio with you and record.
Hopefully, I wasn't in slow motion.
You wasn't, man. The thing with me, and I don't know how much of it I explained back then, but like this whole media journey and all of this stuff is like a lifelong passion. So like this is all that I wanted to do. um,
Yeah.
to be working with Lynn and just to have the opportunity to connect with people like yourself who support the stuff that we are doing out here. Like I'm so grateful. So like every time I talk to anybody, it's like thank you for doing what you do to allow me
Hey,
to
hey, thank you, bro. I don't take it lightly, man, that you guys would even ask to talk to me. I remember when nobody cared. So,
yeah,
let's chop it up. I'm with it.
absolutely. So I really just want you to really talk about your journey. I know that again, the last time we talked, it was right after you had your stroke and you were on the comeback at that point. So how has like the last 6 to 7 years been?
One stroke. Once you're a stroke survivor, you're in a perpetual state of coming back always.
Yeah,
And so I feel great. I'm still telling jokes. I'm still in my right mind, and that's a blessing in itself. The fact that I can collect my thoughts and be able to, because there was moments when I was going through it that, I thought I was talking smooth, but I was really saying some
yeah,
jibber jabber.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you think of really just the work that you put in, obviously rebuilding your strength and getting back to that state of being able to stand and do your comedy. What are some of the things that you did obviously to progress, but then to make sure that you didn't go backwards? Because you hear of a lot of stroke patients who they have another stroke or they have a heart attack or so like
I
what
mean,
was
rehab is everything. One of my problems I was failing at before I had my stroke is that I wasn't taking my meds. And so, that's my regimen every day. I take my blood pressure medication. And more than anything, man, it's about living a better, just a healthier life. Eating right. I generally eat basically kind of a Mediterranean style diet mostly, and that helps me kind of keep track of my blood pressure
absolutely
because my blood pressure was due to my stroke was due to blood pressure,
okay.
and they call it the silent killer,
Yeah.
and I'm blessed to even be talking to you right now.
But it runs in like high blood pressure, it runs in so many families and in so many lives. Like I had high blood pressure and I was on one pill at one time and then they took it away and then I was back on it again and now I have two pills. So it's definitely something that strikes a lot of us in our
And
households.
there's so many holistic ways to do it too, whether it be diet, exercise,
Absolutely.
so many ways to kind of to constantly make the fight, and I tell you, I'm like an old car, just run hot sometimes.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you talking about it. And that's one of the things that I do when I bring people on here is I really try to pull out things and talk about things that are affecting like our lives too and stuff that's happening in the lives of your viewers and your fans. You want to jump?
Absolutely.
You good, Kat? You want to jump in? Her video must have went down. So you're coming to Cleveland this weekend, man. Talk a little bit about the show that you got planned for us this weekend.
Man, Cleveland, one of my favorite cities, man.
I was going to ask you that.
I love the Midwest. I love the Funny Bone. And I've been coming there for years, man. And, you know, it's just one of my spots, man. And I got a lot of friends. And then for the club to give you Valentine's Day, it's dope because it's a weekend people get together and come and go out.
Absolutely.
So I look forward to a great weekend. Tickets are selling. And it looks like we should be selling out a few, at least if probably all these shows, actually.
When I tell you I'm getting my tickets tonight, because I actually plan on being there tomorrow, so I'm getting my tickets tonight. Let me see. I see she's popping.
Are you married? You got a boo? Like who you bringing?
Right now it's gonna be the two of us and maybe one more person.
All right. You bring Miss Cat out there. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm gonna have to put me on something nice. I'm going to the show.
You look great right now. You can wear the same outfit if you want to. I ain't gonna even remember.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I like that health talk. I definitely had to do that. You know, I lost over 100 pounds.
Come on now.
And so I definitely had that blood pressure medicine. You know, I had all that stuff going, and you'll be surprised what kind of stuff you can get off just by living a healthier lifestyle. So I definitely can agree with that. And I see you got some people in the comments that are hyping you up. Definitely.
How'd you lose the weight?
Well, first I worked with a dietitian, and then I got weight loss surgery. Okay. And then I began working with a trainer.
Did you get a sleeve or what surgery did you
I got the full bypass because of my mother having diabetes, and I was having some elevated numbers, not there yet, but because I got that, I don't ever have to worry about diabetes. And that was a big thing for me. I had back issues. I was getting epidurals in my back every month because I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. And I was just too young for that. And I was like, I got to do something about that. So definitely. And then I was able to, you know, maintain. That was 5 years ago. So I just, it changed my whole
that's
life.
so awesome because a lot of people get the bypass or get those surgeries and you know and still identify fat. Like, how did you combat? How did you stop being a fat person? How did you get fat mentally?
You really have to change your relationship with food. And when you're going through the surgery, you cannot turn to food for that emotional support. You know, even when every celebration has cake and fried chicken and this and that. You don't have to limit yourself, but don't take it home with you. Don't make it at home. You can treat yourself outside of the home, but most of your meals need to be very healthy. A lot of protein, a lot of plant-based, and it will literally, people are getting these surgeries. People are on so many medications. Like we just lost Irv Gotti, you know, with that, and it was said that he would not change his diet, and that attributed a lot to his death.
Yeah, you can't be playing. You can't play with it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Absolutely.
For real. So and especially I see we got Katia Hill in the house. My sister definitely is a weight loss person. She does dancing her whole life, danced for a couple professional teams. So she was somebody I went to that helped me train. It was during the pandemic, and she was like, get your fat ass up. We gonna do something, sis. We gonna do something. We gonna, you know, you gotta what they say, you gotta be too something to do something. So I was over 200, and you know, I was yeah. So I'm glad to see that a lot of our role models and a lot of our celebrities and people that people look up to are changing that. So thank you for being one of those people to kind of lead the way.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, you know, and then you got to know some things. You know, once you get a fat head, it never lose weight. You lost your head weight back. Good for you.
Listen, look at this dome. My head been big. My head, I got one of them Tisha Campbell apple heads. That's what they called me back in the day. You know, my head been so big since birth. My mom took me to the doctor. Like, why her neck like that? They say nothing wrong. Her head big. She all right.
Ah, hilarious.
Look, man, we got mama in the house. Yes, she know. So yeah, you are bringing in the people. We got a lot of people in the building. So I know we wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about, seeing as I'm an aspiring actress. You've had some amazing roles and you have just a recognizable face. It seemed like you be popping up everywhere. So what is one of your most memorable roles, or what do people normally you know, call you, or they be like, hey, you know, what was one of your biggest things?
Such a great career, man, and the acting really has kept me relevant over these 30 years.
Hmm.
Whether it's being a DJ on Johnson Family Vacation, or being Harold on Medea's Big Happy Family,
And that's one of my favorites is Medea.
Medea is definitely one of the big ones. And you know what Miss Cat, when I was talking to God, when I wanted to act, I always wanted the hood classic. What I found over a career is that the family movies has been better for me, man.
Yeah.
Like
Johnson Family Vacation and
these movies get ran every time families get together every year for 20 years. So it's an honor and a privilege, man, to be able to people connect the dots, and as an actor, and making the transition into directing. So I directed a movie last year, and so
Congratulations.
making that transition. At the end of the day, you just want to stay relevant, and I've been lucky enough to stay relevant over a lifetime.
Oh, yes, definitely. Johnson Family Vacation was definitely one of my first times seeing you on the big screen. Actually, I was in Atlanta, and I had Andre 3000 sitting 3 seats from me. All I seen was a pressing curl and some pearls, and I was just, so I'm like, so I had to go home and wait till it came out at Blockbuster to really sit there and watch it. And so it was nice to see you from that and just see you progress and be on so many other things and bring us so many laughs over the years.
You took it back to Blockbuster.
Listen. I'm giving away my age. I'll be trying to act like I'm a little younger, but definitely.
You ain't young enough. You just way at Blockbuster.
Hey, Mr. Perry, you ain't got to do me like that now.
Yeah, I tell my friends all the time, like you act like you're young, but people still got memories. Been knowing your ass 30 years. Wait a minute.
Right.
Um, so yeah, so I know you will be performing in Cleveland this weekend. I know we're so excited. So what made you start touring and coming and doing this comedy, and actually because we're seeing a lot of people coming to Cleveland. Yeah. We're so excited. So Garrett, tell me what this
Cleveland
is all about.
First of all, there's more comedy clubs in Ohio than any other state in America.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Dayton, whether it's Cincinnati, it's just a lot of comedy in Toledo. And so I've been playing Ohio for many years, and Cleveland specifically, home of the great David Arnold, who God rest his soul. Cleveland has been one of my stops for many years. So I'm kind of in a perpetual state of touring. I'm kind of always touring. And at the end of the day, I'm a comedian. I'm an actor, but I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian first.
Yeah.
And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay. I know I'm excited. Ohio, it snowed too much. That's why we got comedy clubs. We ain't got nothing to do. You gotta have somewhere to take your boo. You gotta have somewhere for date night. So I know James wanted to ask some questions, so I want to throw it over to James.
Yeah,
okay, thank you, Ms. Cat.
No, I think it's really dope. Like you said, like you're getting around and definitely coming to Cleveland a lot. And just like she said, we're starting to see a lot of comics who are really trickling into the city now. It's good to see comics who will continue doing stand up for like a, for a lifetime, as opposed to doing it for a little bit and then kind of stepping off and not really coming out so much. And I'm seeing obviously you, like the DL Hewleys are always touring. Kim Whitley, who's from here, she's always touring and coming to the.
Kim Wood gave my first job in Hollywood.
I'm hearing that from multiple people. And she worked with David Arnold and so many people. Like she does a lot for a lot of people.
Awesome lady.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you enjoy most about, obviously touring and going from city to city and seeing the people?
You know what? I was talking about my friend earlier today, and what I didn't appreciate is the cities themselves. When you're a comedian and you play in a comedy club, you're in a city for 3 to 5 days.
Right.
And so I get to really immerse myself into the culture of the city
Absolutely.
over a weekend and meet good folks, man. I got so many good friends over the years, radio personalities. Sam Silk is my guy, you
Absolutely.
know,
Absolutely. He's everybody's guy.
he's my guy. And so, so many people, I sit down and smoke cigars
Yes.
and hang out with folks. So when you're in the city a few days, you get to really experience it different than when you just popping in for one day.
Absolutely. It's cool to see, like, especially when you speak of Sam Silk, it's cool to see radio personalities who are like truly building a relationship with the people who come to the city.
Oh, for sure.
He's got his own comedy club now, and he has people come out
I've
and do
been there.
shows.
I've
Yeah,
been there.
I know. I live right around the corner from it, so I know. I know you definitely have been there, and it's cool to see how much love in general that you give to the city, and I think that's why so many people are looking forward to
And
you
you know
coming
what?
to.
James, as a comedian, it's all about forging that relationship. You
Absolutely,
know, it's one thing for people to think you're funny, but it's another thing for them to you feel like family.
absolutely,
And that's what Rodney Perry is working on and been actively pursuing for the last 5, 10 years. Just to forge the connection what we feel like we know each other.
absolutely. In terms of like when you've been touring, like looking over the past 3 to 4 years, do you feel like it's gotten any more difficult just in terms of jokes that you can do and things that you can say versus not saying anymore because people take stuff so offensively now?
I mean, that's a great question, man. I mean, I guess that's a part of it now. You got to consider it. But at the end of the day, I think if you're respectful, you'll be fine.
Right.
Everybody want respect, regardless of their sexuality, regardless of their, whatever they do. Even when I looked at the title of y'all saw Transcending, what we doing? What the trans doing here? You know, and
Now you know
so
what the title it really what like for me like when I was in the creative process and just trying to put something together, it's really about obviously taking things to the next level. But I think when you look at media and a lot of the stuff that's out there and people who are doing these shows and bringing people on, like I want something and I want to bring people on who I feel is building the culture and really
indeed,
taking us to that next level. Like I can't do nothing but positivity and people who are obviously helping themselves and following their dreams and their passion, but then encouraging and motivating people, even like myself, to continue doing this. Like, there's no way I could do any of this media stuff without the likes of you and the other people that come on the platform. So that's
indeed, and that's why I don't take it lightly, man, because I mean, you have a choice of who you talk to,
absolutely.
and as much as you appreciate me, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. It goes a long way on my end too, just because I mean, you know how anything is when you're trying to build your own. And I started with a magazine, which obviously I had you in that 6, 7 years ago, but I started with just that, and now it's a podcast network, and we got a radio station, and like I built all of this to be able to push the likes of you and the other people who don't necessarily get the push because for
Like
whatever.
technology has put us all in the game, man.
Absolutely.
Whether it's platforms like this that you're on or digital filmmaking. I mean, you got to think 20 years ago, this would be impossible to do like this. It would be impossible.
And you'd be surprised how long I've been trying to get people to do like the virtual interviews and the video, but then obviously with the pandemic, everybody started doing it.
Oh, I believe in this. I believe in this, man, and I think it works, dude.
Absolutely.
And you know, I do a podcast via StreamYard as well called Comedy and Crime.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
And
about the podcast.
and you know, it's my foray into true crime. You know, when I looked at the pod space, I was like, the one place that we're not at, people that look like us, is as many of us is locked up. We're not in true crime at all.
Absolutely.
And my wife and I, you know,
Wow.
my wife loves true crime, and so you know, I just started covering some of these stories, man.
No, I think it's dope. Looking at other stuff that you have done, you know, one of the biggest things that stands out to me is the talk show that you were on with you on Monique's show.
Hmm.
Do you see yourself getting back into doing something like that again?
I really do. I mean, I created a piece called the Late Night Social
Okay.
about 2 years ago, and it kind of fell apart. We had creative differences with the producers, but I would love you to get in the late night space, man.
I would love that. Like
I mean,
I think the
I'm
two
one
of
on one
you,
when it comes to people that have had opportunity to see it up close.
absolutely. I think the two of y'all did amazing together, and I know so many
Oh, that's
other
my
people
friend,
feel
man.
the same way.
Still to this day, you know. And she texted me yesterday. I love you. Like I love you too, you crazy lady. Yeah.
Nah, I think it's dope, man. I really appreciate you again. The show,
Yes.
you'll be here tomorrow. You're doing two shows tomorrow, two
Two
shows.
Friday, two Saturday, one on Sunday, 5 shows this weekend.
Got you.
Super duper excited. Cleveland, the Funny Bone is
Wow.
it's gonna be incredible. It's a lovers, you know, it's Valentine's weekend, so I want to see all the lovers out. Or even if y'all hate each other, that I want y'all to come. I
We
want
will.
anybody on the rocks to come through because that you know I can help pull you all the way apart.
I'm looking forward to the show, man.
I wasn't
We
expecting that one.
oh, she just caught that. We will be there, man. I'm getting them tickets tonight, so we will be there at the show tomorrow at the 7 o'clock show.
Hey, so get this: you're J square, and she's K square. That's dope.
Come on, man. What?
Now you Cat Queen with two K's, and he's James Johnson with 2 J's. That
Oh, okay. Ooh.
that's incredible. That's like
Right.
that's like an angel number almost.
Man, listen,
Oh.
man. She is like the ace to all of this. Like I love being able to do this, but it's amazing to have her. And another tidbit, we're actually blood cousins. We're first cousins.
Mhm.
Oh, get out of here! I was about to ask y'all romantic.
Yeah.
Nah, we cousins.
No.
Look, you know that's old school. He like I was gonna ask you if y'all was romantic.
I mean, you never know. I mean, you see two people podcasting, you know, you be like, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, tell what you think about this, James. I'm thinking about doing a podcast with my daughters.
Okay.
I'm called a girl dad, and you know, because we have all these debates in my house.
Yeah.
I was like, this should be a podcast, and they agreed. So we
I
just
think
started,
it's
we
I
just
think
putting
that
together
would be
now.
amazing. I think that would be amazing for y'all to do. Ironically, I'm launching a podcast with my son, where we talk about basically the music that I like versus the music that he likes because he's
Yeah, I was
into
on your IG page, and I see you love Anthony Hamilton like me.
yeah. So yeah. So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff and really getting into this podcast and stuff together.
But you
So
know what? Speaking of music, man, I'm glad you brought that up because I got a friend of mine. He always talking about the music today is trash. But I
yeah,
say, dude, you can't say that because music marks time for people. So whether we like it or not, our children, their
look,
music is gonna be their thing 20 years from
absolutely,
now.
absolutely.
They're gonna be listening to Young Thug and all the stuff. That's gonna be they gonna be 50 years old listening to that stuff. So yeah.
They could be like,
Absolutely.
oh, my mama
I'm,
used to play this. Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
That's a fact.
It's crazy because I used to say the same thing about today's music, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about just different artists and different rappers today, like through my son. So it's like the stuff that
Yeah.
he's listening to. Like now, I'm
And
paying
I
attention
like some
to
of the
it.
R&B. I like some of the R&B
Yeah,
that's out there, some of the new R&B.
absolutely. It's a lot of people. I think R&B is really shifting in a positive direction and really getting back to that space that a lot of us have wanted it to be in. So
Yeah.
no, I think it's definitely good. Now I appreciate you, man. We both do. Anything final comments? Anything that you want to get out there?
We talked about comedy and crime. There this weekend. I think you covered it all, James. You're a pro, baby.
Listen, man, Rodney Perry live on all social media.
Rodney Perry live on all social media.
Listen, man, I appreciate you. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
This is the second time, man, and I'm immensely grateful to you for
Hey,
the
thank you
opportunity.
for reaching out, man. It's made my day, man. Thank you so
Ab-
much.
I reached out to Lynn. I'm like, please pull this together, man. Like, please. So no, I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you, James. And I'm a friend and a fan. Anytime you hit me, I'm coming through. And Miss Cat, you can be my first cousin too. Forget it.
Come on, man. We need the cousins. Come
Listen,
on.
listen, for sure. You come to our family reunion, our family vacation. How about that?
Hey, why you playing? I will show up.
Well, I'm
Man,
glad
And be
you're
like, who is
keeping
that
us.
man over there eating all the food, right?
listen, man.
So
We done already made Darren Fleet, the comedian Darren Fleet,
I like
family. So
Dan.
so he been invited to the show to the family reunion too.
Hmm.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, we because actually he's here at the end of the month, and we're like at all his shows, and
Oh
I
yeah.
just we
Great,
just
great
love to
guy, man.
support
Great
good
guy.
comedy, man. Like we love to
Yes.
support good comedy and the people who are coming to the city. So, like I said,
Wow.
with you and definitely with him, Kim Whitley, uh, Prick, when they're coming through the city, like we try to connect with them and try to support and try to push the stuff out there. So, trust and
Yeah.
believe, like everything that you're doing, we're gonna be pushing it and sharing it and tagging and all that kind of
Wow.
stuff.
Very kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all, man. Can't do it without
Absolutely,
you.
absolutely. You have a good one, man.
All right, bro. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Uh,
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to us today. Again, this was impromptu. It was a special opportunity that we got. I know we were supposed to start at 2 o'clock, so we got started a little bit late. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Anything you want to throw in there, Kat?
No.
You like, no.
I didn't have nothing prepared, I don't think. But yeah, make sure y'all come out to see Rodney Perry. And for
Absolutely.
all the lovers, there are so many events this weekend. We have Nazi Nay doing the R&B singles event. And we have our Tinker and Charity Ivana performing at that event. We have Rodney Perry on Saturday. There are all kind of events. So for all the lovers out in Cleveland, make sure y'all spending that money. Spend some money on each other, okay? This has been another episode of Transcending the Culture. Make sure you follow us on all platforms at Transcending the Culture. You can find me at Cat Queen on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I will be streaming live on TikTok, so you guys can come game with me if you so dare. Other than that, I'm gonna close it out. We're going to be having another show next week and moving along with season 2. You guys can message us any guests that you want to see, any hot topics that you want us to talk about, and definitely hit me up on Cat Got Your Tongue. We're going to be doing some funny little games. We're going to be doing some Am I the Assholes? And we're also going to be doing some Queen's Court. So if you have a gripe with anybody, whether that be your spouse, your lover, your boyfriend, your mammy, your employer, definitely email me at queenscourt@gmail.com and I will read your story anonymously. Thank you again to Rodney Perry for having us and for being on our show. And we will see you on Saturday. Your girl is out. Bye.